Howdy everybody. With the launch of 5.8, there is no way to beat around the bush. Doesn't matter what's going on in my life, I've got to roll up my projects and work out bugs. And I figured this would be a good time to add shooting to the 2D side-scroller template. If you... Let's see where I left off. Sprites, UI, HUD sprites. Nope, wrong one. On-screen controls. You'll notice that there is an extra button that is not in use on the main HUD. If we go into widgets and this one, when did I add the fourth button? Is it just not visible? So if we hit play on a mobile game... Sorry guys, I'm a little bit rusty. I've been house hunting. That's where I've been. One place fell through, and I found another place. And I've been holding a full-time job. That's what's going on with all this. I'm not making excuses, but I think those are pretty valid reasons as to why nothing has been made lately. So if we go to our fancy bool right up here and we tell it that it's a mobile game and we hit play, let's see, main menu, we did in the last one. Okay, so we're missing A. A is the button that we're missing. So if we close this out, highlight this, I will bet you this is set to hidden under visible. So let's move it to visible, empty that out, and our button. Where's the brush for this? Oh, we're going to have to tie this into the modular widgets too. Alrighty. You guys don't get mad at me if this goes on for like 30-40 minutes, please. So it's variable, compile and save. We actually do need this. And on our mobile widgets, right here, a button image. Oh, it's already partially tied in. So now, in theory, if we play, we should have all 4 buttons. Cool. Alright, so that part's done. This is part of the next update. After this, we have interactables need to use tags, and we're gonna add a modular camera fade for all the levels and stuff like that. And that should pretty well cover it. And that's going to be the last of updates for this for a while, so I can jump back to the 3D and get stuff done. But enough rambling. We have, everything is working. Handy as it should be. So if we scroll down to onClicked, what do we have for that? Oh, I have left it. Let's go ahead and do this. Control duplicate. And we want an input action. That's going to be in project settings. for here. And we want input where is it? This is what happens when I stop for a month or two. Right down here, maybe? No. Windows. Here it is. No, it's not there. Alright guys, cope with me. I know it's here somewhere. Widget classes to hide. Let's do it like this. Input. I might have to pause this so you guys don't have to watch me fumble. I know I'm close. I know it's here. Action mappings. There it is. Very first one. I should have known that. Moving forward. Let's do shoot. And the key we're going to use on the keyboard for this is... what's everything else? Melee is left shift. Interact is E. And jump, of course, is going to be space. So left shift, E. Let's do F on this one. That is not taken. Perfect. So, now that we're done with that, let's go back into our 2D side-scroller character and shoot. Now that we have our action here, compile and save. And how did I do these other ones? In the HUD, on player clicked, player ref, shoot. Oops, compile. Interact. Where is our interact at? Alrighty, so let's do a custom event. This custom event is going to be mobile shoot. And both of these are going to tie into the same thing. Compile, save, and now we should be able to do mobile shoot, and that's what happens when you click the button. So now that we have that all done, let's actually add a comment here for shoot. Compile and save. Now we need to add the actual shooting parts. Character anims. I'm fighting a cold. Sorry guys, I don't mean to sound all weird or anything. So we need... let's go ahead and copy these. All of this. Let's just copy this, because we're going to have to check to see which character it is, which projectile movement, and all that fun stuff. So let's move all this right down here. So on shoot, let's actually run a sequence to clean this up just a little bit. And on pressed, we are going to add one more pin. First we're going to check character 2, then we're going to check character 1 and character 3. And if any of these are true, then they are going to... We haven't made our shoot flip books yet. So let's do that right quick. That's going to be sprites main character 1 is going to be Adventure Girl. So, Adventure Girl. Where is it? I know there's a shoot here. Oh, I opened up the wrong one. Adventure Girl. PNG. And we will need shoot 1, 2, and 3 to make our flip book. Sprite actions, apply paper 2D texture settings, extract sprites, oops, wrong one, cancel, cancel. How about create sprite, and then create flipbook. Oh, I'm gonna have to rename all these before it's updated. So just to follow code, FB player 1 shoot is what we're looking for. That's the one. With no looping. See how that works. So next we need character 2. This one is going to be Ninja Adventure. PNG. And we need a throw. Actions, apply paper 2D texture settings, sprite actions, create sprite. I swear if this is guy going on about his car again, I don't care. Okay, so create flipbook. And this is flipbook player 2. We'll just call it shoot. And now we need the robot, the transformer. PNG. Slide it over here just so you can see what I'm doing. Shoot. Import. Sprite actions. Apply paper 2D texture settings. And create sprite. Create flipbook. There we have it, and just for the sake of it, let's go ahead and rename these to batch rename. Let's just do this manually, because that's going to be easier. Alrighty. And then I may go ahead and pause this just so you guys don't have to sit here and go through this. I'm only renaming these because they have to be renamed before they hit the Epic Store, before this update hits the Epic Store. And we're already going on 18 minutes and we've still got a little bit of coding and stuff to do. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this. The only thing you're going to learn from me doing this is if you hit F2 you can rename stuff easily. So you highlight it, hit F2, and now you can rename it. I'll see y'all in just a sec. Alrighty, so we're back. We've got our animations. Feels like I'm forgetting something here. We've got to go through all these and update our enumerations. Not a problem. So let's go to enums. And we're going to add one called shoot. Save. On to the next one. Add an enumerator called shoot. Save. And on to the last one. Add an enumerator called shoot. save, close all those out. We don't need them anymore. And now we have our new enumerators called shoot. Let's scooch these over just a little bit. And then we're just going to duplicate with shoot right here. Comment for shoot, and on to the next one. This stuff all needs to go over. Shoulda saw this coming, but I didn't, so we're paying for it now. Scooch all this over. Correctly. And we are going to borrow, let's just copy the whole thing. Control duplicate. And instead of death, this one's going to be called shoot. And we are going to play player 1. Shoot. And last but not least, we need to move this all over. I know this is very repetitive, but welcome to being a game dev. And we don't need that little guy. So, control duplicate. We're going to shoot, and we are going to play player 2 shoot. Compile and save. Now, we could do a print string to make sure this is all functioning, but we're going to do shoot, shoot, and shoot. Compile and save. Now, if we start a game, let's see if the animations update. That one works. She's shooting. So if I hit F, she's shooting, and if I use the on-screen control, she's shooting. That's what we need. All is fine and dandy. Let's go to delete save, check the male character, start game, and he's throwing. If I hit F, he's throwing. All is fine and dandy. So if we delete our save, go to character select, and try transformer. If I hit F, he's shooting, and if I... what just happened there? on-screen control, he's shooting. Everything is working just as we intended, and we can verify that it's working because when we shoot on-screen or with the keyboard, the character is shooting. So next we're going to get into actually adding the bullets and stuff like that. This is most likely going to get pretty large and pretty messy, so I'm going to space everything out. The first thing we're going to need is a bullet, I suppose. So if we go to blueprints, wrong one. We don't need that one. We need our blueprints. Attack damage. This is it. This is what we've got to do, but with bullets. Let's create a new folder. Within this folder called Melee, and a new one called Ranged. Let's move these into Melee, because those are Melee. And just for good measure, update our redirector references and save all. Blueprints, attack damage, ranged. Right click, create a blueprint class of an actor, and this will be, we're gonna need 3, because not all characters are gonna be the same. So let's do player. Oops. Naming conventions, BP, player. 1 bullet. Projectile. And then we're going to duplicate. We actually don't want to duplicate yet. Let's open it up. And we're going to add a projectile component first. And then we're going to add a collision sphere. And when this sphere is overlapped, we are going to first get rid of all this. When it's overlapped, how did we do it on the melee damage? Where's the other one? We might as well add a player tag check. Oh, I'm gonna have to work out all the tags on this template, because that's how 2D be. So we're not doing this one. We are doing attack damage. Let's wire let's just do this. Copy and paste. Other actor. It's gonna take forever to noodle all these in. Oh well. And it turns out we actually do need the event begin play. To cast to 2D side scroller character. Get player character and promote to a variable called player F. Should be it. .2-second delay. Enemy 5 damage. Casting to the enemies. Alright, so next on our 2D side-scroller character, we're going to go to the viewport, and we need an arrow. That arrow is going to get moved forward just a little bit. And let's rename that to shoot. Now back in our event graph, we're going to grab our shoot reference, our arrow, duplicate it a couple times, we're going to spawn actor from class, duplicate that a couple times, get world transform. We're getting the location for what we want to spawn. Get world transform. So if you remember, we renamed our arrow right here to shoot. That's the name, that's the direction it's going. We're getting the location of our shoot arrow. It's called world transform. Get world transform. And we're plugging it into the actor that we want to spawn. All of the attack damage and stuff that we've made so far is an actor. So we're getting the location of the blueprint that we want to spawn. And this is just a little bit convoluted because of the way not all enemies are going to have the same shoot. They're not going to have the same timing or anything. And I'm trying to find a way to make this more modular. Add player to projectile. Duplicate. Add player 3 actor / projectile. So now we have all these duplicated. Our code is in place. They're all gonna take flip books. I forgot to add flip books, but that's okay. Let's save all, save often, and for the sake of testing, let's add a flip book or a sprite. Add paper sprite. And that paper sprite is going to be... That works, I guess. So this is player projectile. And if we are character 1, let's just do it like this. Player projectile. Damn it. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to get out of this van. Player projectile. And compile and save. All of our errors are gone. We're gonna need these. Actually, we can just copy and paste. Where is it? I know there's a sequence right there. Control duplicate and delay, because these are not all gonna be the same. Character 3, character 1, character 2, back to idle, idle, idle. Compile and save. So now, if we start the game, kinda sorta, it's kinda sorta moving. We're spawning our projectile, and we are at 40 minutes. Wow. Hit F. So I'm gonna pause this and take a break. We still have to add movement to the projectile. The damage is working. Just to double check on that. Start game. So it's working. We are doing damage to all the enemies. We're gonna need sound, which we'll take care of after this. My brain kinda hurts for the moment, so I need a break. And so it seems to all be doing the thing. We're gonna have to add sequences here. Let's scooch all this over and add a sequence, sequence, sequence for sound. Actually, that should be second. Play sound 2D. Play sound 2D. Second. Alt click. Play sound 2D. And then let's add these. To a third sequence, just so it doesn't turn into a big old mess. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Alright. So now we need bullets. I'm gonna write this down right quick so I don't forget. Looks like this session is gonna go on for like an hour. I'm really sorry about that, guys. So we need a delay variable to set for shoot. We need sound modular. We need bullet speed. Bullet sprite. And we're also going to need some kind of a delay right here so that we can't just chain shoot. And a lot of this we're going to be able to tie into our modular system here. And tie into modular system. Delay for shoot. Oops. I forgot I was recording for a second. I just put delay for shoot, tie into modular system. And bullet sprite, bullet speed, tie the sound into our modular bit. I may have to tie this, I may have to make a second tutorial for this, because if I do all this on the same thing, we're going to be going on like an hour and a half. Or I might just keep going. It gives you a pretty good idea of how this is working. Our character select at the beginning is setting bools, and throughout every function in the game, those bools are being checked for true and false. And if they're true, then they carry on with animations and stuff like that. Player 2 projectile. That's something we need to do. Player projectile. Player 3 projectile. Those are all going to have different sprites, different delays. Alright guys, I'm gonna take a break. I'll catch up with you shortly. We should have enough time to finish this up before I start my job. Alrighty, we are back. Let's see if we can start cleaning up some of this mess, because I see a few bugs immediately. We're gonna need a custom event again. This one's going to be mobile release. And on the HUD, we need, on the designer, unreleased. Where's the rest of it? Up here. We're gonna need this player ref again for a duplicate, and we're gonna call that mobile release. Compile and save. Now on the character, we're gonna add a couple do onces. And we're going to promote to a variable called P2 shoot delay. We're gonna grab that. Let's just duplicate this. Now we have a delay for the shooting, so you can't just rapid fire. And we are going to need this a couple more times. So control duplicate, control duplicate. Warning is gone. Let's get rid of this. Let's add our do once. To the reset. And let's add do once here. Tie that into our reset. And now we need to promote this to a variable called P1 shoot delay. We will duplicate that same delay right here. And then we need to promote this to a variable called P3 shoot delay. Control duplicate for our release. That should pretty well take care of most of it. This is a mess. I'll clean it up before this update gets shipped out. So now they all have a delay. Let's test it. If we play the game, what's going on there? So the mobile should be working. It's not. Oh. Delete. Mobile release. You know what? Let's just do this. Let's add a sequence. That goes there, and one more for down here. Control reset, compile, save, and on released here. We are also going to need another sequence. This is the burden of having multiple characters. Sorry, guys. Let's do a sequence here, and on released, we are going to do the same exact thing. Now it should work. And we can tie the delay into our modular system. Keyboard works. Alright, so player 3. That shoot delay needs to be 0.4. Player 1 is going to be 0.4. I think, I can't remember if it's the ninja or the gal. The gal has a long shoot delay. So forgot what I was doing there. I know you guys are probably aggravated. We're going on an hour now. And, let's go ahead and tie it into... So, delay is done. Sound and shoot needs to be tied into modular. Let's pull all this away. And game sounds. Let's duplicate this for P1 shoot. Let's duplicate this for player 2 shoot. Oops. And duplicate one more time for player 3 shoot. We're going to add one more execution pin on the modular system. Slide it back, and we are going to set player 1 shoot. Oops, compile. What's going on there? It ain't having it. Player 2 shoot. We will set player 2 shoot, and we will set player 3 shoot right here. Ah, that's what's going on. Wrong spot. Our in-game sounds are over here. And we will add a custom event called player shoot sounds. And then let's add a comment for shooting. And then over here, we are going to call player shoot sounds. That looks better. So now our player shoot sounds, let's do explosions. We need explosion sounds, don't we?
Hello.
We do. Let's just use teleport for now. That works. Compile and save. So now we need down here, our variables will be player 2 shoot, player 1 shoot, and player 3 shoot. Compile and save. And now we'll have verification if it's working correctly. Good enough. That can be expanded on. So we've got sound modular, we've got to do the delay modular. Let's go ahead and clear that out. So now, where are we at with animations? Let's do a custom event. Called shooting modular shooting. And on this one, we're going to set all of our shooting delays. Let's just do the default point. Well, let's make sure it's working. 5, 5, and 5 across the board. It is not. So, where are we at? Right here. Player 1 shoot delay. Going to set that to 5. Player 2 shoot delay. We will also set that to 5. And player 3 shoot delay. And 5. Compile and save. Is she working? She is working. Alrighty, so back into our 2D side-scroller character. Let's set all these back down to 0.4. Just as a default rule. Compile and save. So, delay, modular, sound, modular, delay for shoot, done, tie into modular. So we need bullet speed and bullet sprite. So, let's see. I'm going to pause it one more time, and I'm going to add some source sprites so we can distinguish. You guys don't need to see that, it's just importing a couple images. And then, we're going to add our speed, and that should conclude the shooting system for this template. I'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back. I decided to start it again because this is relevant to the template. I'm going through and adding new folders called bullet and the character sprites. This guy has a kunai that has already been pulled up in my browser. Sprite actions, apply paper 2D texture settings, create sprite. So this is going to be player 1, player projectile, paper sprite, and it's going to be that kunai. And we're going to rotate it -90, and we're gonna shrink it to about half that size. Compile and save. Next step is going to be character 1. I'm still searching Open Game Art for that one. So on this one, let's add a new folder called bullet. This one is already right here. Objects, bullet. Sprite actions, apply paper 2D texture settings. Create sprite. So this one is going to be where is player 2 projectile? In our ranged I need player 3 projectile, viewport, add sprite, and the sprite is going to be highlight it, and done. Compile and save. That's a little bit large. Let's do 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. And on our projectile movement, we want an initial speed of 150, max speed of 150. Compile and save, and of course there's not going to be any gravity because it's a fireball. And on player projectile, this is the kunai, on our projectile movement we want an initial speed of 0.75 to 1, and let's do 0.5 on the gravity scale. Compile and save. Let's try those out right quick. kinda sorta. It's destroying too quick. So it needs to be checking for on the event graph, it needs to be checking for an other actor. Which should be done with a tag, but let's instead move our shooting up just a little bit, just to try it out. I don't understand why it's doing that. So this is a tag issue that we're going to work out in a little bit later on. We're not going to worry about it right now. I understand it's an issue. It's on my notes that there is a tag problem. So that's still going to bug me. Why is it doing that? Let's unplug this. I think this might actually be at the wrong spot. And if it is, that's a different bug. So that's not it. It's getting destroyed somewhere else. There's no destroy there. Oh, I might have unplugged the wrong one. That's gotta be it. Alright. Very interesting. So let's that's what it is. This is gonna have to be worked out with tags. I understand it's an issue. It's gonna be an entirely different tutorial, because we're already running way over time. So tags are a big deal. So we have delay until next tick. The animation bug is fixed. The game logo, let's brush up on that right quick. Let's not game logo on main menu. Let's do, just because while we're already into the meat of everything, we may as well open this up. This is our game logo. It is a variable, and in the graph, let's grab that same game logo . Set forgot how to do this. I feel like a goofball. I did it like this. Let's duplicate this. Let's set brush. This is our brush. Compile and save. And in here, we are going to move away from that mess and modular widgets. How did we do this? Health bar color. Duplicate to game logo. Duplicate to game logos. We are going to set game logos. We are going to make slate color. Or not. Let's make a slate brush. It's not letting me. Let's delete game logos. Duplicate game logos. Let's set game logos. Let's make slate brush. And make slate color so you can make a different tint. So that should be all fine and dandy. Now the game logo is tied into modular, and if you don't want it to show, you just set the opacity to 0. Oops, we forgot to tie it in. We need our player ref. Get game logo. image. Compile and save. Now it should be invisible. Oops, it's a big button now. So we need to go back to SideScroller character. We need to clear this out. Compile and save. And game logos. You know what? Get game logos. That's what I did wrong. Compile and save. Compile and save. Now, let's make that clear and white. Compile and save. Now it doesn't look so bad. Good deal. So we're done with this. Compile and save for good measure. Now we need a bullet. Where did player shoot go? This should be right next to it. Comment, shoot, release. And let's see. We are at an hour and 25 minutes, but I'm happy we could get this hammered out. I'm just uploading this. I guess it's kinda late to say now, but this is in the update. You guys don't have to do all this. And we have our bullet speed. I think that pretty well covers most of it. I'm gonna pause this one more time and find a bullet for the gal. Alrighty. Back one more time to finish up this nightmare. I found a bullet on opengameart.org for the gal. And, let's pick right back up. Player projectile. Player 2 projectile. The physics on this one are going to be a little bit different. Ranged. Player 2 projectile. So, on the viewport, the first player is the one with the kunai. So, let's highlight projectile movement. Initial speed is 250. Oops. 150. Max speed is 250. And it has gravity. So compile and save. And for the sake of testing this, we are going to remove that for now. And on my tags notes, destroy bullets. And we'll get rid of this so it works. And we will add a bullet for our... We need a sprite. On this one, paper sprite, it's gonna be bullet. That's gonna be the one, and it needs to be rotated -90, -90, and it's gonna need to be made half as big, because this is supposed to be a bullet. Compile and save. And voila. Should work. That one works as it should. Let's delete our save and try the kunai. What in the world is going on there? Is there no speed on that? Is that what's going on? Player, projectile. Did I get those two mixed up? I did. They're mixed up. Okay, so on our 2D side-scroller character, for beginners, this is gonna have to be cleaned up. Projectile, player projectile. You know what? We should just rename these because everything else is right. So let's do that. First off, that's correct. This projectile movement component, let's do 300 initially, 300 maximum with a gravity scale of 0. That's why it was falling. And then let's rename these right quick. BP player. That's good for now. And F2, BP player, projectile, and rename this one more time. Update redirector references and save all. So now, when we play, I made a mistake, guys. It actually was mismatched in here. Okay. BP player 2 projectile. And player projectile. Oh wow, I gotta start getting cleaned up for work. This is where we're gonna leave off. Save. Compile, save. Hopefully I can get this out before I start my job. Save. Compile and save. So these are all updates that are coming out with 5.8. Compile and save. I've got notes to pick up on. Character select. Main menu, start game. It's working just like it should. And if we go to delete save, start game, then we have our kunai. What else? Of course, they need to be tweaked, but this is good for now. I hope y'all have a great day. Destroy bullet and adjust speed. Bullet speed. We're almost done debugging the system, guys. Cope with me. We've got sprites done. We've added shooting. I think we're down to camera fades and player tags. And then I'll be rolling this up to 5.8 and shipping it out. I hope y'all have a great day. I'm really sorry how long this took, but that's the nature of the beast. We have a character select, so every time we run into a bug, we have to go through it 3 different times and debug all of them. And that's just how it is. Again, this is not something you guys will have to worry about. It's going to be shipped out with an update as well as being rolled up to 5.8. I did look at 5.8 a bit, and I'm kind of hoping that the AI model on there can build tile maps, because if so, you guys are going to be able to ship out games in like a day or 2 days, like dedicated time with this template. And I hope y'all have a good one. Bye.